your boy.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Symphony.
It's your boy Lu.Dion. How you doing?
And we are here with our first official episode of
SNL Saturday Night Live, or Symphony and Lu.Dion.
Okay, so what is this first topic going to be about?
So pretty much we're just going to be talking about questions that we get a lot, and that's pretty much how do you work this influencer thing? Like, how did you become one? How are you able to grow your following? Symphony is a full-time influencer. I work a 9 to 5 and also influence on the side. And also do content creation while I work my 9 to 5 job. So we're going to be
kind of discussing both of them, honestly.
Discussing both of them, exactly.
And it's going to be a 2-part video. So this is the first part where we're going to really talk about how you balance the working 9 to 5 and your dream, or whether it's a dream, it's a business, just content creation, being an influencer. We're just going to teach you how to balance that and some cool tips and also just questions. So since Lu.Dion is the one who is more into this field right now because he's working a job, I'll be asking him the questions and we're just going to get straight into it.
Facts.
Boom.
All right, so what was your first question?
Okay, first question. Is it hard, how do you balance your time working this 9 to 5 and going home and doing your thing with the influencer and content creation?
I don't. First of all, I really don't, to be honest with you. No, but now that I work a 9 to 5 job, is pretty much I have to make sure that when I get off of work or when I have free time, I'm spending my free time not thinking about what to do, but really what I got to do. So it's got to be more of an action plan versus my creative content plan, and I got to make time to do that as well. But it makes more sense. I feel like when I was in college and when I had that free time, I really balanced getting an understanding about what I could create and what I'm comfortable creating, so I know what takes longer for me to create and what doesn't take as long. So it's a lot easier for me to put things into place, and I know what I'm good at and what takes longer and what doesn't.
I do believe that everyone has the capability to balance, because when you think about it, back in high school, we was waking up at what time? I used to wake up at 5:30, but that was
I'd be still blown that I was even doing that.
We used to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, so most of y'all probably is 6 o'clock. Go to school for 8 hours. If you did a sport, you had sport practice afterwards, went home, had to do your homework, eat food, and then we have the capability to balance. So when people are like, oh, I don't have time to do my passion because I have to go to work, that's crap. I don't want to hear it, because you did it before when you were younger. The government and the world literally programmed us to learn how to balance. So that's my little thought on that.
On their terms, though. So it's you really got to balance it on your own terms. All right. Fair enough.
Exactly. So as far as the balancing thing, it can be done. I don't want anyone to feel discouraged and think, just don't use that as an excuse, I don't have enough time, because we do. You just have to push through that feeling of being exhausted.
Facts. And I think that one thing that you have to notice, and listen to me when I say this.
I was I'm listening.
It'll let you know if you really want it or not.
Okay.
Because if you realize that, some things seem great on paper, being an influencer, starting a YouTube channel, being an entrepreneur, working at a certain company, all these things may sound great on paper, but actually doing the grind and making sure that you get all the bads and the good things that are part of it, will make you see that you don't want to do it. For example, not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But you have to make sure that if this is something that you're not cut out for, that you realize up front. And not cutting out for it doesn't mean hey, it's not working for me, so that means it's not something that I should be doing. No, it means hey, are you, even though you're making mistakes, even though you're constantly getting beat down, or you're making some type of progress, you might make 10 mistakes and make 1 great progress.
Exactly.
Is that 1 great progress enough to cancel out those 10 mistakes?
There you go.
If it is, then this is something for you. Same thing with taking pictures and content creation. People think that people are photogenic. I don't believe in photogenic. I think photogenic is a lie. There are thousands of photos edited by phone. Thousands. And I pick the best ones, and those are the ones that you see. Literally. Have you ever seen that Black Mirror episode? We only post the pictures that we look the best in.
Exactly.
So literally just take as many as you need to, and you'll eventually find something that you want to go. Same thing, it's the theory of the numbers.
Yeah, you got to figure out why you're doing it. If you're doing it for the passion, you're going to keep going. If I could tell you guys how many times I've wanted to quit, and literally within that next hour or the next day I wake up and I'm like, yes, and so how are we going to pivot? I tell my friends, my pivot game is on point. I want to write a book all about pivoting, because that's what you're going to have to do in life in general and in life as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And another thing, just a little sidebar, if you're thinking about quitting your job and just being an entrepreneur because you don't want to work for anyone, you can stop right now. Because when you quit your job because you don't listen to your boss, but you end up going into entrepreneurship and having millions of bosses. You know, people message me like, my order's not right, or this is wrong, or I don't like this. You end up working for thousands of people. You quit one boss just to have 1,000 more.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about it like that. Like, for real, your customers become your new bosses. Like Steve Jobs says all the time, you got to become obsessed with your customers and everything that you want to do. But we're going to talk about that in her video. So right now, let's go to question number
2. Question number 2. So, do you ever feel uninspired? Do you feel like you don't have any creativity left in you? Even if you did have a little bit of energy to get home, do you just not feel it sometimes?
Yes. All the time. No, that's serious. All the time. Like, I'm the type of person that I'll go through my closet and look at it and be like, wow, I have nothing to wear. And I know that's not true because I know I have a lot of things in my closet that a lot of people would die for. Like, not to be cocky or anything like that, but I've taken my time to build up and curate things that I personally like. And I've seen that, like, this is great. Like, I have great pieces. So it's just the fact that you just need to change your perspective. Like you said, you just need to pivot what you're looking at. So a great way for me to get out of my inspiration block is to do things that, like, inspire me. One, I get inspired by almost anything. So I might watch a show. Like, a lot of my content, if you've seen the stuff that I post with characters, are based off of, like, shows that I watch, anime, whatever it is. And other things are like, I might just get a new piece. So I tried to go and get new pieces. Getting a new piece for me re-inspired my entire thing, because literally when you insert one clothing item into your closet, you, at least for me, it opens up a world of possibilities.
Exactly.
Because I can get this one shirt or this one jacket and now compare it with the 3 to 4 or 5 jeans that I have. I compare it with the shoes that I have. I compare it with the jackets that I have, and now I have a whole bunch of new looks that go off of that. So it's like, wow, how can I do that? And those looks that I have, I might show you guys on my platforms, maybe like 1 or 2 in different styles, or if it's a piece that I really love, I might wear it all the time. But it's just something that I have to do to put myself back in the position. And a lot of times too, you really just gotta force yourself. Like, this is what I was talking about. Like, you gotta want it. Like, if you want this, or if you want anything in life, if you want to do something, it's about doing it when you don't want to. And
that's the test.
One of my best friends, like, I talk to him all the time about creating and stuff like that. And there'd be times I'd be like, yo, I have nothing to wear. I have nothing to do. I don't want to do this no more. Like, this is lame. I'm quitting today. But it's just like, what else would I do?
Exactly.
And it's like, there's nothing else for me to do, so I might as well just stop complaining and buckle down and do what I got to.
Yeah, so I think that's that grit you have to have when you are working 9 to 5 and have that business or influencer content creation on the side, is you have to know how to push through, even on those days that you're tired, you feel uninspired, you don't want to do it, because those are the days that you kind of make magic. Like, you make magic and you don't even know it. Like that one post that you force yourself to do, that probably got all the likes. So
Facts. I don't know if we have enough time for the story, but literally, like, my highest like photo is one that I almost never posted.
Wow, that's the same with me too.
Facts. Like, I literally, it was the ones that I first started putting the cartoon characters on it, and I was putting on Pokemon. And I'm like, I'm a really big nerd, like really big geek and stuff like that. Like, facts, she'll tell you that. But literally, I had taken a 5 pic. I saw it. I was on campus that day. My friend said, he was like, "This is cold." And I was like, "Yo, what if I just like put cartoon characters like Pokemon?
Yeah.
Like, it's all going off the same color scheme." I edited it and I was like, man, this looks kind of lame. Like, I ain't gonna post it. They gonna clown me. Like, look at this nerdy. Like, I was like, you know what? But bump it. I just posted it and I closed it out. Like, literally, sometimes you just gotta get through it.
Yeah.
Rip off
Don't
the
even look at it
and just be good to go. And that's what I did. And to this day, it's still my highest like photo.
That's dope. You turn your notifications off on your apps?
I do.
I do too. I don't like to see how many people are liking it. It stresses you out too much.
Yeah, because
it's a pro tip.
It's a pro tip right there. Literally, a big thing about like social media, it can be very consuming about seeing how people, like, I would say that's a big thing just in general. Like, you have to create because that's what you want to do, not because of the reactions that you get.
Exactly.
Because, like, one thing that I had to learn was to separate how good I was versus how many likes I was getting. Because it's like, you might put your all into a concept, into your idea, post it, it might get 50 likes. And then you might post some BS and it'll be like the highest thing that you ever.
And you're just like, wow.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you create for you.
And you can't like nobody like you can't really plan going viral.
You can't.
Like you can try to put yourself in the best position, but you're not gonna know the key things that can put things and make it viral.
Because if that was the case, everyone would be going viral right now.
Facts.
That's what makes it such an anomaly, is that we don't know when it's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen. But
Facts.
we do know that it happens by you consistently posting and never giving up. So.
And building your audience to be able to love the stuff that you have. So like if you have a bunch of people that just love what you offer, they're more likely to be expressive and share what you have too.
I agree.
All right, question number...
Was it 3?
3.
Okay, so I think everyone thinks that when you work a job and you do your passion, it's all negative things, but let's tell them some things that are positive about having a full-time job and still doing your business.
Dang. Definitely positives is that it allows you to build your skill set. I work at my job personally. I do marketing at a law firm, and my main thing is that I wanted to learn how to market or expand businesses that I personally didn't find interesting, because I don't want to be a lawyer, but at the same time I feel like it's an important part for an entrepreneur to be able to do something that you're not really about, but put your hand in and have a go thumb and it'll thrive. So I was like, all right, cool, let me do something that's really, and I literally said this in my job interview, I was like, I want to take something that's unsexy and make it into something that's really attractive. And they're like, all right, cool, we'll hire you. Like, that's serious. So one of the great positives is that you have that peace of mind. So you can create, you might not have the free time to create as much as you want to, but you don't have to create and strictly worry about the financials of it, because it's like, let me create things and test things out and see what else you can do, right? And then you really build up your niche, build up your content, and be like, this is what I'm good at, and you can experiment without it being detrimental to like your
You have money for it. Like, imagine like any concept you think of, guess what? You know, next week Friday, I get paid and I can put it toward that.
Facts.
Other people who don't have that leniency, they're like, should I really take a risk and invest in this? I don't know if I'm making my money back. But when you have a job, you know, every 2 weeks, that's one thing that I do love about jobs.
Consistent checks all the time. So I would definitely say that. Another thing.
I think that one thing that I like, I don't know, it might be different for different people, so you let me know. I like the idea when I used to work that my mind wasn't so consumed with my passion. Let me like it more. You ever just think so hard about what you're doing that it kind of stresses you out and it's not fun anymore?
Yeah.
So I kind of got a chance to distract my mind for 8 hours. And when I got home, I actually did feel like, oh my God, I can do what I love now and I'm excited. And I honestly wouldn't be so tired because I'm doing what I actually love. And I had a break from not thinking about it so hard. Because when you're a full-time entrepreneur, which we'll get into in my business, you think about it so much, you do it every day that it just consumes you and you wish you had a mental break.
Yeah. So
that's something I think is benefit of having that, like,
you get that release so you can look forward to something, which is really important. Yeah, I would say that's definitely important.
Yeah, I think that we just need to break that stereotype of like having a 9-to-5 sucks, because it doesn't. It teaches you it instills good values, teaches you how to serve, because customer service, when I tell you,
customer service is the most
it's
important.
Everything. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you gotta have customer service. So you can't be working at your job, giving me an attitude, and then having your business and think that you're gonna be nice to your customers. Those don't make sense.
Let me put this out there, just because, you know, as you can see, we're black. So as a black entrepreneur, as a black person, I think we have to focus on, we have to support black businesses, but as black entrepreneurs and black creatives, we have to support our people that are supporting our business.
There you go.
Right? Because how many people, nobody can say this, everybody can say this, sorry. Everybody can say this. How many times have you wanted to support a black business, whether you're a female, you're supporting a hairstylist, a nail salon lady, or you're working with a photographer, you're working with a stylist, and they just have a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Bad attitudes is not good business. Like, you have to work with people and they have to love working with you all the time so they can keep coming back and filling in your pockets. That's how you make money.
Exactly.
Money comes from repeat business. Money comes from repeat business.
There you go.
Money comes from repeat business.
There you go.
So please,
what? Oh my
be
God,
nice
that's a
to
gem.
people.
Y'all listen to
Literally.
that. As a full-time entrepreneur, I'll let you know, 80% pro tip. 80% of my customers are reoccurring customers. I look at the stats all the time. It's people just coming back. You know why? Because I'm making them happy and I'm giving them a reason to come back. And before you guys like to say, well, if it wasn't a person of color, would you be doing the same thing? Yes, I'm snapping on you. I'm calling corporate. I'm leaving a bad review. I don't care what you are. You give me good customer service. I don't care how angrily I am or acting. You just give customer service, you guys. Good customer service.
Why do you go to Chick-fil-A? Because they feel good, right? Consistent service, consistent product, all the time.
And you know it. You just expect it. You never go to Chick-fil-A that's bad. I had one little bad experience at Chick-fil-A.
But it don't even matter. It don't even matter. That one bad experience at Chick-fil-A, you like, that's isolated.
Maybe they're just having a bad day. It's all right.
You remember when they had those videos like somebody fighting a Chick-fil-A employee? Like, what did you do to the Chick-fil-A employee that he got to fight you? Because they trained to not do nothing at all. It'd be like, oh, you want to punch me? My pleasure. Go ahead.
I feel it.
All right. Question number 4.
Do you ever plan on quitting your job?
Yes. So, like I said, a pro of working a full-time job and being an entrepreneur or being a content creator is the fact that you're able to build up a skill set and then take it home with you. So, I plan on quitting my job when I'm able to supplement my income, the job with the income that I'm making from my creative endeavors and influencing and entrepreneur business with the money that I'm already making at my job. So it's like if I'm able to replace that income, then I can definitely leave my job in a comfortable space because now I know like I have the security financially and I also want to have enough money saved up, which is a big point that she's gonna let you know about in part 2. So, thank you guys for watching. But you about to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say one last thing. Just let them know. What's your like last minute advice you give to anyone who's working that 9 to 5 and running their business? Like, go ahead.
Possible thoughts.
Stay motivated. Stay motivated, 100%. Stay motivated about your idea through every phase. In the beginning, everybody's excited about the idea. You have to stay motivated and push through and be dedicated to work through it. Like literally with my business, I probably had it for way too much time and I was honestly ashamed about it, but I think this is a great moment for me to come out of the space of embarrassment and just be honest, because you're gonna you can fail a lot of times, but really, what is failure? Like failure is really when you give up and you don't try anymore.
There's no such thing as failure except if you give up.
Because when you stop trying, that is the only point. Because listen, pro tip, was it number 3? You only got to be right once. Like you only got to be right once. Like God's gonna put everything else the way that you got to do it, but just keep pushing, keep persevering, and be creative with it and have fun. And I like to think, because I talk to a lot of my friends that are entrepreneurs or business owners or creatives, I'm like, yo, like whatever you're doing for somebody else, give that same passion and that same energy to yourself. If you're a student and you want to turn in the best work, or matter of fact, that's one side of it. But at the same time, I realized when I was starting that I'm actually a really lazy person. So I was like, yo, if you want to work for somebody, like don't give them the energy that you give to your job, that you come in late, that you're doing things, you barely turn in assignments, or you do into your schoolwork. Give 100%, give the energy that you would want in something that would succeed, because that's the thing that's gonna work out, that's gonna be great for you.
Preacher. All right, you guys. Well, that is the end of our part 1. We are now going to be going on to our part 2. So you're going to have to head up to my channel to see it. And we're going to be talking about life, being a full entrepreneur, all the ins and outs, if you should do it, how I do it. And yeah.
Peace.
Peace.